I decided to play every single 3D Mario game. You see, I was playing Mario Odyssey for the third time, and I realized I haven't really played any other 3D Mario game. And as a Nintendo YouTube channel, that's slightly embarrassing. So this week, I am going to change that. Are the games going to hold up? Am I going to have any fun? Am I actually going to be able to do it within a week? Well, that's where it gets quite interesting. This week drove me absolutely insane. So let's get into it with day one. On day one, we started with the first 3D Mario game ever, Mario 64. I'd heard so many good things about this game. People saying this was the best 3D Mario game ever made. So I launched the game for the first time and I was greeted with this floating disembodied Mario head. And he's looking a little bit more spiky than I remember him looking. Ouch. This is such a perfect way to open Mario 64. Straight away, we get to see the graphics of this game, which, yes, admittedly, now look like this. Pretty terrible. But at the time, I can't imagine what it was like to be a kid and see your favorite plumber in 3D. So I started a new save, trying not to think about the fact that I had 8 games left to play.
Here we go. It's the boy, it's the guy, himself. Mr. Mario! Everyone say hello to Mr. Mario.
And in we were. And what struck me straight away about this game was how much it holds your hand. There were pages and pages of info about how to play this game. Press Z to do this. Press Y to do this. Press A to do this. So I decided to make my way over to the castle and I was stopped by Lakitu. Why does Lakitu have a camera? I have so many questions about this. Why is Lakitu filming all of this? Is this a TV show or play like Mario 3? Is Lakitu a documentary filmmaker? And if so, how did his career fail so badly that he went from that to literally picking carts up and putting them back on the track?
Welcome, no one's home. Now scram and don't come back. Oh, what? No way, are you telling me that Bowser has kidnapped the princess? Why would he do such a thing? That's so unpredictable.
So we jumped into the painting into our first level, the Bomb Battlefield. And I have a confession to make. I have played this level before, so I breezed through it with no problems. That was until I made it to the boss, King Babom.
What's my attack? That. Okay. Oh, well, this hasn't gone well. This has not gone well. He picked me up, he threw me.
I had no idea how to kill him. He kept talking to me being like, I bet you can't throw me. So what did I do? I threw him off the edge. And then he jumped back up and was like,
you must fight with honor. It is against the royal rules to throw the king out of the ring.
We're literally having a fight. We're not playing like chess or something. Turns out I was just massively overcomplicating things. I just needed to throw him on the floor like 3 times.
Nice, we got our first star.
Now this is the start of my frustrations with this game. It tells you so much about the controls, but also doesn't tell you what the hell you're meant to be doing half of the time. But you know what? I'm sure this will be the only time I get stuck on this game today.
Wow, our first Mario star. Boom!
So with the first star got, I moved on to Thwomp's Fortress. And oh boy, is this where the cracks started to show. And I'm not just talking about what the Thwomps look like. Ugh. The controls are floaty. I feel like I'm just sliding everywhere.
Don't you dare go down there. I just want to read the sign. I just want to read the sign. Fine movements is a bit hard. Oh my god!
And I just kept falling off the stage. This stage that should have taken me 10 minutes literally took me half an hour to complete.
Oh, okay, no. Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. You're kidding me.
And the only way I didn't feel like I was floating was when I was doing this, which someone in my chat described it as what a baby looks like when it's yearning for an electrical outlet. Oh yeah, I streamed some of these games just to keep me sane. I feel like if I just played them on my own, I would start to go a little bit insane. But as you'll find out later on, I'm not sure the streaming really helped. So despite the level taking 30 minutes, it was fine. I had company, people to talk to. And after many failed attempts, we finally made some progress.
Hop onto this. Do we wait or do we jump? We'll wait. I'm ignoring that red coin. I just want to get as far as I can.
The boss at the top of this level was very easy. However, I do appreciate the gravel instead of grovel pun. Very funny, Mario team. And with another star collected, I decided to talk to Toad.
Oh, Toad. Hello, bro. Do you want me to, should I do my Toad impression for this?
He's given 6 stars in the other car. My neighbours hate me. We then hopped into Cool Cool Mountain, where I started to actually kind of understand the appeal of this game. Once I'd gotten the first star on this level, I realised you could hop back in and collect more stars by doing different challenges. Call me stupid, but nobody told me this, and it wasn't very clear to me. And the variety of challenges in order to get the other stars is really cool. To get the extra stars in this level, I had to slide down an ice slide without dying, find a penguin's child, and slide down that ice slide again, this time racing a penguin, and if I jumped off and cheated, like I did because I thought it was just a shortcut, I got shouted at by a penguin.
You aren't trying to cheat, are you? Shortcuts aren't allowed. You're kidding me. I took a shortcut, but I didn't like... Nah, I hate this penguin.
This is the second time I've been shouted at in this game. These levels are like endlessly replayable. There's always new stuff to find, and after playing the first water level, I was hooked. Hooked on a 30-year-old game that not only felt playable, but that was still fun to play. I grabbed Bowser by the tail, I swung him around, I threw him away. Spirits were very high. Until I got to these 2 levels. The first of which was platforming in this like lava world, and with the slippy controls, it was just impossible. I got so frustrated that I quit out and went to find the other level of this stage. And this one just felt even worse. It was a huge maze. There was very little information or direction about what or where to go, and it all kind of looked the same, so I just got consistently lost. The difficulty spike of this game is insane, and I was really done with it. Until chat told me to look up at the light for some reason.
And look up at the light, okay. Hello? Hello? What the... Sorry, what?
How am I possibly meant to know how to do this without any information? And to be honest, I didn't even really know what the level was. I was getting incredibly frustrated with this game. Yes, it's fun, but you can definitely tell it's 30 years old. So I decided it was time to move on to the next game. But what did I think of this game? For it not just to be playable 30 years later, but for it to be also fun is pretty mad. And despite all of its quirks and its horribly slippy controls, this game is really something special. And you can feel that. Much like how you can feel water. Because it's wet. And you know what else is wet?
Super Mario Sunshine! Woohoo!
So I launched this game, Spirits High. Mario 64 was great, but I was very excited for Sunshine. I'd never even opened this game before. And for me to be on the second 3D Mario game on the first day, it was pretty good going. Spirits were very high. So I launched the game and got a cutscene of Mario, Peach, and Toadsworth? I have never seen this guy in my life. They're on this plane to the beautiful island of Delfino, when Peach notices something on the TV. She rushes to tell Mario, but he's just dreaming of food. Classic man. Am I right, ladies? So we hop into the first level, and we're greeted with the gimmick of this game. Flood. A backpack that shoots water out of a nozzle, or can just become kind of like a jetpack sort of thing. Oh, hello, friend.
Preparing to register customer information.
Why is it talking?
In everything else this backpack is in, it never utters a word. So when it opened its mouth and said its first word, it really caught me off guard. We clean up the mess, fight a piranha plant, save the people of Delfino, and we end up in court? What is going on here? So Mario gets ordered to clean up the island because the guy who did the graffiti on the island looks kind of like him. So quite rightly, Peach tries to object this and gets completely shut down.
Mario.
Oh, Peach is...
Overruled.
Oh!
Adjudge the defendant guilty as charged.
Wow, there was not a lot of evidence for that.
Apparently the legal system in Mario isn't great. So after the court trial, we get launched into Delfino Square, which becomes the kind of hub world for this game. And straight away, the music just punches you in the face. It's tropical feel, it's bouncy energy, it's... It's so energetic, I love it. So we head over to this sludge pile, and this is where I kind of just fell in love with the controls. After having an incredibly slippy Mario in 64, it was nice to have a Mario that I could control in a normal manner, but also with the extra moves that the flood gives you. And after defeating this sludgy piranha, we have to chase around the main bad guy of the game for about 15 minutes. And still, even though all the residents of Delfino Island see that it's definitely not Mario, Mario is still in trouble. Apparently they're all blind. And once captured, he obviously doesn't stay captured for long and escapes into the first level. And oh my god, are these levels big and full of life. There are so many NPCs to talk to in these levels and so much stuff to do, with each star adding a new section to the level. And with the first Starshine, apparently they're called Starshines in this game, I was feeling really good.
You know what? I like this. This was the one I was thinking, like, I wouldn't enjoy.
I was loving this game, and I thought, you know what? This is going really well. And then I got lost. You see, I didn't know I had to go to the docks next and fight another piranha plant, so I just got every single Starshine in the first level. And as you can imagine, that made me tire of this game quite quickly. At this point, I was quite exhausted. I'd been playing Mario games for about 10 hours. So I decided to call it a day here, the end of day 1.
Anyway, I think I'm going to leave Mario Sunshine here for today.
And that night, I literally dreamed about Mario games. And the sad thing is, it all just gets crazier than that from here. Day 2. The next day after work, I hopped straight into Mario Sunshine, this time without face cam or microphone. I wanted to experience what the game was like just as a player without broadcasting it to the world. Just switch off and play the game as it was intended to be played. And this is where it all started to go completely wrong. I thought this would chill me out. If anything, it made me more tired and more frustrated. You see, you can't get very angry on camera when you're streaming, but when you're not streaming, you can get incredibly angry. Case in point, when I got to the first level where the bad, evil, liquid Mario guy, I don't know his name, steals the FLUDD and you have to do a standard Mario platformer without your FLUDD. When this first happened, I thought, this is going to be great. This is going to be a really fun, interesting part of the game. And oh boy, was I completely wrong. This took me 45 minutes to complete. For this bit of the game that should have taken 5. Mario's controls may not be slippy in this game, but they are fast. And having an a cappella version of the Mario Sunshine theme is great for 5 minutes, but for 45, it is the worst possible music you could have put over that. It was literal torture. But at last, we got it. And we finally got to move on to the next level, Ricco Harbour. This level slaps. Quite literally. You'll see why later on. After making your way through this giant construction site, you come across a bunch of massive crates. And what's in these massive crates? An octopus. How do you fight this octopus? Oh my god, this Mario game is brutal. We are literally dismembering this pure creature. And with the horrid dismemberment seared in my brain forever, and after a long day at work and playing Mario once I'd got back, it was time to call it a night. Mario Sunshine is great. Mario's movement is fluid, if not a little bit fast. And I did keep getting lost, having no clue what to do. But to be honest, I do kind of want to play more of this, so I'm going to give Mario Sunshine an S tier. As we move on to day 3. So I tried to emulate Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on my PC. And this is the start of everything going completely wrong. I tried to do this so I could stream it and record it easier, and this was just a huge mistake.
Yep, this is where everything goes wrong. I lose the... No matter what I tried, the cursor just kept disappearing, which means I literally couldn't get past this bit in the game. I tried to configure a normal Xbox controller so it would work like a Wiimote. That didn't work. So I decided to order a Bluetooth adapter in order to see if I could use my Wii Remote on my computer. So with that order, there wasn't much more I could do, and I went to bed thinking I'd fix this problem. Day 4. The delivery got delivered to the wrong address. I hopped in my car, drove the 40 minutes there and back to my girlfriend's house, plugged it into my computer, and guess what? It still didn't work. And at this point, I know what you might be thinking.
Why don't you just buy a copy of the game?
Well, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 have become quite expensive in recent years, and I didn't want to spend $50 on 2 games that I was going to play once or twice. But after spending a full day trying to get the emulation to work in any way, I just gave up.
it was not gonna work. I just wasted 2 whole days of 7 trying to get this to work on a computer when I could have just bought them from my local game shop and played. So to say I was going insane was an absolute understatement. I was at rock bottom at this point.
I was trying to fix Mario Galaxy. However, that didn't happen.
So I went to bed sad with very little options on what I could do next. Day 5. I'm literally meant to be done with this challenge in 2 days, and I still have 7 games left to play. So I grit my teeth, went to my local game store, and spent £40 on Galaxy 1 and 2. And finally, today was the day I was gonna play those games. So I put Galaxy 1 in my Wii, launched it, and I immediately felt better. This game is good, as you can tell from my singing. I'd played this opening 3 separate times on my failed emulation attempts, but still the magic of this opening just never got old. This was the first mainline 3D Mario game I ever played. I played Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 to death as a kid, so to be playing it again was incredibly nostalgic. Running to the castle with all the star bits falling down, it's just pure nostalgic bliss. But obviously, this bliss can't last forever, and bam, Bowser's here to take your princess. Again. But this time he does it with a literal UFO. How did I forget about this? To be honest, I wasn't sure if this UFO was real or if I was just delirious from the 4 days of constantly playing Mario games and constantly trying to fix problems with Mario games. But no, this is real. Bowser has a UFO for some reason. Within the first 5 minutes of this game, we get 3 completely different, distinct music tracks. From the chill music at the beginning to Bowser's theme. And it's just fantastic. The music in this game is something I use in most of my videos, and a lot of other YouTubers use in their videos too, because the nostalgic factor of it just is so intense. Every song has so much feeling and meaning behind it. It was a joy to hear all these songs again within their right context. And while I was talking about the music, we're now in space, and all of them can breathe still. I thought Sunshine was the weird Mario game, but I completely forgot how strange this game was. And then just to add to the weirdness, all the Lumas turn into bunnies. Of course. So once I've captured all the 3 bunnies, the Lumas take me to Rosalina. And this is super weird. Rosalina was made for this game. It's so odd to think that she just wasn't around before this game. And bam, we get pushed into the first level. It feels so nice to be here after everything I had to go to get here. And straight away, I die. I literally immediately died. That's good. I'm good at this game. The controls in this game are so much better than Sunshine. I feel like we started in Mario 64 with pretty bad controls, we got slightly better in Sunshine, and we've just reached the best controls so far in Galaxy 1. My only problem with this is you have to shake the Wii remote to spin, and sometimes it can be a little bit delayed, and it leads to things like this. Let's start the game. It's a big one, big star. There's a grand star. I have no idea what that means. We grab our first star and get introduced to the hub world. The hub world is great and uses these observatories for you to get to the levels. And speaking of levels, Good Egg Galaxy. Once again, the music is incredible. But within 10 minutes of me getting the first star, there was so much to do. This game somehow manages to be linear, but still open enough for you to explore. I was kind of enjoying the more linear style of it because I just couldn't get lost. And at least with 64, I had chat to help. But here, I was kind of on my own. And I was kind of really feeling that. And the loneliness of playing this on my own, coupled with the fact that I still had 6 games left to play on my own, was not a great feeling. But you know what made it better? Feeding the Lumas. This is actually the best thing ever. If the whole game was just firing starbits at Lumas, I'd still love it. And at this point, my loneliness was cured when my girlfriend walked in. And this is where she made me think way too deeply into the life cycle of a Luma. It just becomes a whole planet.
Oh, that's really sad, though.
No, he's a planet now.
Is he dead?
No, he's the planet.
Oh no, I don't feel good about that.
And this was her having a go at B Mario.
B Mario?
What the? I don't want to be B Mario. That's so
Whole day.
disturbing. Where am I going?
Going
I'm
over
really
there,
I've
to that
only got
ledge.
one life. What happens if I die?
It's
Why am I
run-
doing that?
It's running into a wall.
She wasn't great. After she died, it was pretty late, and I'd literally spent all day buying the discs, getting them to work, and also I'd been at work this day as well. Needless to say, I was pretty tired. So I hit the sack ready for day 6. Day 6. Yeah, this whole finishing this thing in 7 days isn't gonna happen. But now that we own all the games, surely nothing else is gonna go wrong. Right? Right? I played a bit more Galaxy 1, fought Bowser Jr., and then thought, why not? Let's move on to Galaxy 2 today. Mario Galaxy 1 held up extremely well, especially playing it on a Wii. The music, the gameplay, the style, everything about it is just pure nostalgia for me. I didn't really want to stop playing it, but I knew there was something better waiting for me on the horizon. Oh yeah, and I also just really wanted to stop playing Mario games at this point. I was very sick of them.
Before we went to play Super Mario Galaxy 2, I had to play one game that everyone always forgets about. Including me, I forgot to talk about this game. Mario 64 DS. It's quite fitting that I forgot to record myself talking about this game, because this game is quite forgettable. It's just Mario 64, but you play as Yoshi and can unlock other characters. Most importantly, gambling. The most interesting thing that happened while I played this game was me buying the game. I had to scour the internet to find a copy of this game that wasn't ridiculously priced. I found one for $10, which I still think is a little bit steep for a DS game. It got shipped to my house and I plugged it straight into my DS. But there was one huge problem. My DSi XL is well over 10 years old. I have no idea where the charger is, so I could only play this game for as long as it had charge in my DS. So I played it every chance I could get, even at the pub. Mario 64 DS is an interesting game. To have Mario 64 handheld at the time must have been amazing, but the DS is really not built for 3D games. The controls are clunky and they ruin the game. Everything else about this game is pretty perfect. It's a brilliant remake of a classic game, but the controls just ruin it for me. So yeah, anyway, moving on to Galaxy 2.
Mario Galaxy 2. This game is great. I actually spent most of day 6 just playing Mario Galaxy 2. Galaxy 2 just feels like a better version of Galaxy 1 in every single way. This time, instead of Rosalina, we have Luma. A Luma that is bigger than the other ones and has a planet that he's turned into a ship. This ship becomes Mario's face because why not? Look, at this point, this is one of the less weird things I've seen in the Mario series. And we use this ship to navigate through the levels to save Princess Peach. Once again, standard Mario. But this time, you can ride Yoshi as well. So I played Mario Galaxy 2 for a couple of hours and just really enjoyed it. Like I said, it's basically the same as Galaxy 1, but slightly more linear and just so much more fun. So after playing for a good couple of hours, it was the end of day 6. And I was excited to play more on day 7. Day 14. Everything went wrong. The next day on day 7, I tried to turn on my Wii and Mario Galaxy 2 had broken. I was so deflated and annoyed by this that I was like, you know what? Not even gonna make this video anymore. Too much has gone wrong and I've spent too much time trying to fix things. And then the Switch 2 got announced and I thought, you know what? It's probably better I just make a video about the Switch 2 instead. So I scrapped this video and put it on the back burner. So days went on. I didn't think about this video. I didn't want to play another Mario game. But then on day 14, something arrived at my door. You see, the week before, I'd bought Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury in the, double box set that you can get just for this video. And it arrived. And I thought, why not? Let's see what Mario 3D World is like. Not for any video, just because I fancied playing a new game. So I put in the cartridge and then spent the whole week playing it. I played it on my TV in multiplayer with my girlfriend. I played it in bed. I played it on the go, on trains, on buses, on planes. I played it everywhere. I really loved this game a lot. And the more I got through it, the more I kind of thought, well, if I'm playing it this much, why don't I just finish every other Mario game? I want to say I wanted to continue this video because, it'd be a big achievement and it'd be the best thing anyone's ever done in the Mario community. But really, I was just doing this for my sanity. Everyone in my life knew about this video, so every day was asking, what Mario game are you on? How far are you through the Mario video? I needed that to stop. So You know what? After a week of 3D World, I decided, let's finish this video. So, what did I think of 3D World? 3D World is the most linear of the 3D Mario games so far, and it's just kind of like a 3D version of a 2D Mario game. With Goombas, pipes, mushrooms, Cat Mario, so much Cat Mario. I feel like I'm Cat Mario more than Fire Mario in this game, which isn't a bad thing. It just takes me a while to get used to Cat Mario. I mean, look at him. And trust me, I'm gonna have to get used to Cat Mario a lot more. With this game being slightly less story driven and most of the levels only taking like 3 minutes to complete, this was like the perfect just like pick up and go game. I found myself playing this in handheld mode more than in docked mode unless I was playing it multiplayer with my girlfriend. Which brings me to my next point. This is the only mainline 3D Mario game where you can play proper couch co-op. There's only one issue with this game. It is the controls. Once again, Mario is incredibly slippy, but you know what? I don't care. I thought I was going to bin off this video completely, but playing this game on my own in my spare time and also with my girlfriend, it's just made me so excited to play the next couple of games. Mario 3D World, you get an S tier because you literally saved this video. So it's day 15. I have 3 games left. And today, because it's day 15 and I'm so far over the deadline, I decided I would play every single one of these games in one sitting. And if this wasn't a bad enough idea already, I decided that I would complete Bowser's Fury as the final game. One, to be a grand finale to the entire challenge, but also because it's the shortest 3D Mario game. But for now, I had to start the day with Mario 3D Land. And yes, I know, I kind of did this in the wrong order. I probably should have done 3D Land first, then 3D World, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I decided to stream 3D Land because I thought the company would be nice. Turns out, this was a terrible idea, and you'll see why a little bit later on.
Okay. I really did not think I was going to be playing this at all.
Immediately, I noticed that the controls were a bit stiffer than 3D World, but I was really having fun.
Oh my god, it's never ending! Oh my god, that was so fun!
Weirdly, the levels felt bigger in scope to 3D World. And then I realized this game was literally running on a 3DS. This game is just 3D World, but slightly smaller and more linear. Well, actually, 3D World is actually just this game, but bigger and slightly less linear. You get me? And after the first Bowser fight, I really realised just how good this game was. I was flying through it, feeling good, doing great for time as I moved on to World 2.
Mario has, indeed, his pants.
I did kind of find it weird how it didn't have its standard Mario World structure. You know, normally you start with the grass world, the desert world, the snow world. But instead here, for some reason, you had green world, blue world, yellow world, with none of the stages really linking to the world in any way. This game was actually kind of chilling me out, to be fair. But that all ended when I got to this level.
Oh, straight away! This is, my brain. My brain!
My tiny little brain could not understand that when I jumped, the flippers moved. It took me 25 minutes to complete this level when it should have taken me 2.
Go to there, then we jump up. No! No! My brain is melting. Every time I jump, it moves and I forget. Why?
I kept dying and it was setting me back quite a lot. And because I felt a little bit down, I decided to check when I started this video. So I went onto my computer and checked the date I filmed the first Mario 64 clips. Turns out it had been an entire month. I thought we were only 15 days into this challenge. Turns out I was completely wrong. This is day 30. We are double the amount of days I thought we were into this challenge. This needs to be put to bed today. I had a great time playing 3D Land. I thought it was just going to be a worse 3D World, but actually it was a great game that stands alone on its own right, and I really recommend you playing it. I'm going to stick it in B tier.
Yeah, do you remember earlier when I said streaming this would probably be a great idea? Yeah, I was wrong.
I thought streaming it would be a good idea because I'd be like, you know, like, I'd have company. But now I'm just really tired because you kind of have to be like on all the time when you're streaming. I'm gonna play 2 more games. Oh, I don't want to play them.
Oh, God. Yeah, I'm going to make a coffee and then we'll start the last two. So the time has come for Mario Odyssey, the game that started all of this. I don't know if I love this game because of that or absolutely hate it. Now, I have played Mario Odyssey twice before, all the way through, so I decided to start a new game and try and intentionally get moons that I hadn't really gone for before. And after playing two very linear Mario games, it was really nice to get back to an open world Mario game again. This game feels more like Mario 64 than any of the other Mario games, I think. You can tell by how quiet I was on this recording in the first world, just how tired I was at this point. So tired, in fact, that at one point, I actually think I fell asleep. I'm like an hour into Mario Odyssey. I'm falling asleep. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because I've been playing Mario games for like 8 hours at this point, or it was just the fact that I'd played Odyssey before, so this was nothing new to me. The only thing keeping me going through Odyssey was the fact that I'd never played Bowser's Fury before, and I was actually quite excited to play it. But oh my god, is it nice to play Mario with controls like this? These are the best Mario controls we have had so far. He's not slippy, he's not too fast, and all the little jumps you can do with Cappy just make it amazing to play. There's also just like so much to do in this game. At one point I was literally herding sheep, which is not something I thought I'd be doing in this challenge. I got to the water world and just thought, you know what? I've played enough of this game to refresh my memory. I've already played through it twice. I definitely don't need to do it a third time. Look, everything that's already been said about Mario Odyssey has already been said about Mario Odyssey. It is a great game that is definitely going in S tier. After 10 hours of 3D Land and Mario Odyssey, it was finally time to play the last Mario game, Bowser's Fury. There was an entire month leading up to this moment, and oh boy, is this game awesome. I went into this game tired, fed up of Mario, and knowing literally nothing about it. I'd never watched anyone play it, and to be honest, I wasn't really sure what this game even was. And when I saw that Ink-M, I knew we were in for a good time. Straight away, we got thrown into a new world with Bowser, which is nothing new. Except Bowser is huge now, and he looks completely badass. He's literally just Godzilla. I was not expecting this at all. Oh my god! This is so cool! I was immediately awake. Any sleepiness I'd had, gone. Was that because of the 5 cups of coffee I had? Maybe. But I'm going to say it was because of Giga Bowser. So we collected the first cat shine, and this is where we found out what the story of this game was. And for once, Mario is not saving Peach. In fact, Peach isn't even in this game. No, in this game, you work with Bowser Jr. to get his dad back to normal. This game is made on the 3D World engine, so shares a lot with that game in terms of controls, but in terms of gameplay, it is completely different. An open world collectathon that is set on one map where sections of that map slowly unlock. So Bowser Jr. and Mario go through this lovely world collecting a load of cat shines, and you just collect them all with no problems or disturbances. Or at least that's what I thought was going to happen. It starts raining and then... Oh, what is going on? What? And stupid me thought, you know what? That's a one-off thing at the beginning of the game. This won't happen again. And then it happened again. This is one of the main mechanics in the game. Every so often, Giga Bowser awakes and starts trying to absolutely cause havoc while you're getting the cat shines. However, if you collect a cat shine, he goes back to sleep. I didn't realise this for way too long. So for the first hour of me playing this game, I just hid until Bowser wandered away again. So I went to collect more cat shines, and oh my god does this game feel good to play. The 3D world controls seem to work a lot better in an open world setting. And with you being able to store power-ups for later, this leads to really interesting ways to play. After collecting 5 more cat shines and having to deal with the flippers again, I still can't get my head around these things. The Giga Bell unlocks. What is the Giga Bell, you ask? Well, this is the exact moment I realised that this Mario game was probably my favourite. I'm gonna become huge Cat Mario and fight Bowser now. Oh my god! What? This is I am literally Super Saiyan Cat Mario.
In this game, Mario and Bowser have a full-on kaiju-style fight. Mario being Super Saiyan Cat Mario. This is not how I thought this video was going to end, but here we are. After defeating Bowser the first time, he goes back to sleep. And the further you get into this game and the more times you defeat Bowser, the more of the map gets unlocked. Now, like I said, this game isn't long. It's like 4 to 5 hours long max. But when you've played 10 hours of other Mario games in that day alone, and probably 50 to 60 hours of Mario games throughout the entire month, anything starts to feel long. And after getting enough cat shrines to fight Bowser twice, I really thought the third time was going to be the last time I fought him. You know, going by the standard, you fight a Mario boss 3 times and then he dies thing. So I fought Bowser for the third time, and there it was, the end of the game. Lol, no it wasn't the end of the game. I had to collect 20 more cat shines. This is more than double what I had to collect last time. And this is where it started to become a bit of a slog. I was about 3 hours into the game at this point, so I knew I only had about an hour left. So I just kept going. I completed a bunch of platforming levels, a bunch of puzzles, and even got to race on this little seal dolphin thing, which was kind of cool. And with all of that, I'd managed to get 18 cat shines. I only needed 2 more. But then Giga Bowser appeared. But I thought, you know what? No problem. I'll just get a cat shine and then he'll go back to sleep. Except this time, he didn't. I had to get the last 2 cat shines while Bowser was just constantly attacking me. But after getting him to fire his Godzilla beam at some walls that I needed to get into, I finally got 2 more cat shines. It was time. I got the Giga Bell and fought him for the final time. And this fight was by far the most intense and epic fight in any Mario game so far. I picked up some stumps from the ground, I threw them at Bowser, I ground pounded on his belly. This was the perfect way to finish a Mario marathon. While I was doing all of this, all I was thinking about was all the Mario games I played up to this point. How we'd gotten from 64 all the way to here. The years of work that had been put into it. The hours of playtime that I had put into it. Going insane trying to get Galaxy to work. Completely giving up on the video at one point. And dreaming about Mario games far too much. Above all else, it was about me discovering new Mario games. Understanding the legacy of this character that I make videos about all the time. And it had all led up to this moment. I chased Bowser across the water, and finally...
I'm gone! That's it. Every single Mario game from 64 to Bowser's Fury. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe next time I'll 100% them all. Yeah, not for a long time. Okay, bye.